Alrighty, here we go. Finally, we have local results. It only took us till 9:25, but we've got them. Let's get right into them here as we have a chance to break down some of this information and show you what's going on locally. Here's that Supreme Court race we were talking about before. I just needed to punch this up so that we can start moving through our other things. So, let's look at the Democratic side of the race for Erie County Executive. Here it is. We have a good chunk of votes in. I'm not sure yet if this is all votes or just ones cast today, not including mail-in ballots, but you can see how close it is on the Democratic side. Carl Anderson and Tyler Titus neck and neck. These two running again on the Democratic side for Erie County Executive, separated right now by a grand total of 17 votes. Super close. So Delana Grassinger hanging tough, Rita Bishop a ways behind. That's how we shape up right now on the Democratic side of things for county executive. Let's take a look at the Republican side of the ballot for Erie County Executive. We'll push that up to your screen right now, and here it is. Brenton Davis and Sean Robleski here, 51%, 49%. Again, incredibly close here, separated by 31 votes, if my math holds. This race getting very, very close as well. A lot of votes in, so this is going to be tight. This one's going to be very, very tight, or at least it appears that way right now. Time will tell on that race, but that's arguably the biggest race that we're looking at so far. Let's see if we can't pull up City of Erie Mayor for you. Here's the Democratic side. Again, no Republicans are running for this. But that's on your screen right now. Joe Schember with a commanding lead. And a huge percentage, 92% of the vote in. And a huge lead right now for Joe Schember. More than 1,000 votes for him, 307 for Tom Spagle. It looks very good for the mayor right now that he will secure the Democratic nomination, and that all but assures another term for Mayor Joe Schember coming up this fall. Again, we're not voting anybody into office tonight. What we are doing, though, is deciding who wins a party's nomination, and when there's no Republicans running, that means whoever wins the Democratic nomination is going to win. Here we have the Democratic race for sheriff. Again, Brian Schenck running unopposed on the Republican side. On the Democratic side, Chris Campanelli. He's a member of the administration right now, and that appears to be serving him well. He's ahead by just about 400 votes, 398 if my math holds. 61% to 39% over Anthony Sanfilippo, the two Democrats running for sheriff here in Erie County. Again, about 75% of precincts reporting right now. Let's see how we're doing statewide on those emergency declaration amendments, looking to limit the power of the governor to declare emergency declarations. I promised you all night that these would tighten up, and indeed they are. 60% saying no right now, 40% saying yes, the legislature should have the ability to curtail an emergency declaration and end one quickly. These again tightening up, but not all that many statewide precincts reporting. This one basically the same breakdown, 61-39. Only 12% of statewide precincts reporting, though, so we still got a long night ahead of us because we're waiting for all the state results. Here's what we have on the fire department and EMS loans amendment, or referendum rather. 79% say that career departments, that means any paid fire department like the Erie Fire Department, should be eligible to apply for the same loans that a volunteer fire department is. But we only have 12% of eligible precincts reporting there as well. Let's look at some Erie County Council races. On the Democratic side of things, in the 6th District, this one very, very close. Lydia Lath with the lead here over Herb Reed, 46%. The scary part of this is that 52% of people who voted today have had their votes counted, and we have about 40 votes, 39 total. Not real high turnout here in the 6th District for Erie County Council, but we're going to have a new face on the County Council in the 6th District. That's a guarantee. As we move to the Republican side of that race, Scott Rastetter hoping to hold on to that seat, and he may. He's looking good right now. 47 votes for him to 37 for Samuel Bale, And again, we're not putting anybody into office tonight, but whoever wins on the Republican side and whoever wins on the Democratic side, those two will go head-to-head this November. So right now, again, early, it looks like we might see a matchup of Rastatter versus Lath. But we don't know yet. Only time will tell as we start getting results this evening. 4th District, we don't have any information on yet in the county council race, which is odd because that's actually the most heavily contested one. We've got 4 Democrats running for that seat, including 2 names you might be familiar with. Jim Winarski currently serves on city council. He's looking to move to county council, and Angela McNair is hoping to parlay a seat on the Erie City School Board into a county council seat. Those 2 running on the Democratic side, but we don't have any data on that just yet. Once we do, we'll bring it to you. Let's see if we can't pull up some of these city council races. Here's the Democratic race. Lots of seats open on the Democratic side for city council. 4 people will be elected to city council this year. So here are your leaders at the clubhouse turn, as we say. A lot of the vote in, 92% of the vote in. Liz Allen looks well positioned to be on the ballot, as do Jasmine Flores, Maurice Troop, again, Mo Troop, well known around the area, and Kendrick Tate right now. Also Chuck Nelson holding strong. So any one of them, again, 4 of those are going to end up on the ballot. You see 5 there. There's actually even more people than that running for this, but those are just your leaders here in terms of vote totals, and 4 of them are going to end up on the ballot. So if you see the person you voted for and they're not at the very top of that list, no need to panic. A good chunk of them are going to end up on the ballot in November. On the Republican side of Erie City Council, let's take a peek at that. Greg Brown and Sean Lyons. That's a very close race right now. Greg Brown up, barely, 52 to 48%. This race separated by 28 votes, but Brown with a slight edge over Lyons. Lyons has run for city council before, if memory serves, trying his hand again here. Those are our big races around the area. One more that I want to take a look at, and that is Mill Creek Supervisors race, because we had a challenge to an incumbent, which we don't always see. So let's go ahead and pull that up right now, if I can find it. On the Democratic side, we have Kim Clear and John Morgan. And there's where we stand at the moment. Kim Clear with the lead, 172 votes for her, 105 for John Morgan, the incumbent. But, again, it's early, 32% of the vote in, so who knows? But that race is going to be interesting. Kim Clear, the county councilwoman, John Morgan, the incumbent, having served as a supervisor, and it's rare to see a challenge to a sitting member of your own party, especially one who's served for as long as John Morgan has. But this was one that we had keyed in on a while back and thought that we might see something here, and sure enough, we are. A very interesting race right now. I know the numbers look deceiving. You see 62 and 38%, and you look at this and you think it's a runaway. Remember, only a third of votes are in, and these two are only separated by a handful of votes. 60-odd votes, 67 votes separate them. So a very close race there as well. So a lot to break down as results just start kind of trickling in. We do have other races that just aren't hotly contested. And so it's not that we're not looking at all of these. We are. It's just a lot of times somebody's running unopposed, or multiple people will end up on the ballot anyway. And so it's not a huge race, because at the moment they're going to move on to November. Remember that we're not putting people into offices tonight. We're just determining who gets a party's nod, who kind of gets the leg up and ends up on the ballot in November. That's the much bigger race that we're talking about here. So lots to break down. We'll have that for you as soon as we can. We're going to take a quick breather, though, and step aside just because it's time for us to get ready for Erie News Now at 10. If we get more information on any of these races, we'll let you know. again, information just kind of trickling in. Let's look at one of these emergency declarations. We're at a whopping 13% now. So it's just going to be slow going a little bit, but we absolutely will get there. We've got 76% of the vote in now on the Erie County Executive race on the Democratic side. This is what we had before, no changes. So once we get more information, we'll update you here online. Real quickly, before I hop off here, let me know in the comments if there's a race I didn't touch on that you're curious to know results on, because I can absolutely pull that up and break it down for you. I don't want to waste your time, but if there's a race that we haven't talked about that you think merits a little bit of time, that's an easy job for us. Or you can find it all on our website, erienewsnow.com. Not hard to find that either. And away we'll go. So I'm going to hop off for just a moment, and we'll be back on Erie News Now at 10, breaking down the races and perhaps even with more updated information for you then. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in